Hey, I'm back with another update video. You all saw in the previous video how I was painting the exhaust housing, or the O2 housing, and I've already explained my plan. So last night, it was only me, so kind of had a crunch for time to get this done, but basically turbo was out. I finally got my new parts. I got my new exhaust housing for the turbo from Turbo Labs. It's a 7 cm instead of a 6 cm. And as you can see, here's my painted exhaust housing. And then I also got the rebuild kit for the turbo, new bearings and everything. So last night I had the turbo out. Like I still had the turbo out from before. Rebuilt the turbo and put the new exhaust housing on it. And put the O2 housing on it. Got all new gaskets. Bought new bolts for up here to hold it in, and down here. Excuse me. And put everything in, bolted it in. Put some new oil in an oil filter, and fired her up, and she runs perfect. Right now, I have the vacuum line running from the charge to the wastegate, so that's just running stock boost right now. And because of this being a larger turbo, it only hits like 10 psi maximum in second gear. But again, I don't have plates or insurance on this, so I can't take it on the road to see what it really can do. So I'm not sure if it goes any higher than that. So the 10 psi is just a quick blip of the throttle, because I am in a subdivision, so I'm not going to be speeding down the subdivision, because that's just not right. When it does get into boost and that wastegate opens up, it is extremely loud, but it is definitely something that's one of a kind. I'm just happy to find out that this car is fine. Not that I'm not going to put the built motor in it, because I have a built motor. So with putting the built motor in it and fixing a couple other things and running new vacuum lines and everything, new catch can, and deleting all the emissions, but most of it's already been deleted. I just got to take it out, clean it up. And with the proper injectors and pump, I mean, this car can make 300, 350 with the built motor on pump gas. So I'm super excited. And I'm going to document this day by day. Gonna leave it how it is for a little bit, but in a couple weeks here, it's gonna start slowly getting torn down. Basically, I'm just gonna empty all the fluids out of it, unhook everything, take everything off that can be, disconnected and stored, like the intercooler and stuff, and slowly get everything from the motor disconnected from the car. And I'm gonna unbolt the front and unbolt the subframe. Literally just drop everything out, because I want to sand or fix any spots that are necessary of rust, like right there, and make sure this is really good, and also fix this repair from previous owner, and sand and paint the engine bay because it's out. Might as well make sure everything's good. I'm also going to take the subframe and sandblast that and paint it in black. I'm going to do some undercoating in the fender wells and in the car. And while all that's going on, I'll be building the motor, and I'll obviously take video of all the parts of the built motor and what I used. And then it'll go back in here. I got to pick up a front mount intercooler. I got to pick up a whole new exhaust, because the exhaust is pretty messed up on this. I'm making a custom intake, so no more stock intake. Obviously going to use the MAF, but there's a possibility I may go speed density with DSM Link. We'll see. Obviously I need a new filter. That's just, that's stuff that I'll go over, but it's gonna be fun. And then a lot of interior stuff is gonna happen too. But we'll get there as we go. Have a good one. I just wanted to add, this is it running. Here, I'll do this so you can see. So letting it warm up and idle right now. The wideband gauge is not in the proper spot. The O2 housing's not in the, or I mean the O2 sensor is not in the proper spot. That's why it's getting such weird of a reading. So I do have to fix that and move that. But so the wideband's really technically not functional right now. But yeah, so this is how it is running. It does have an exhaust leak, which I do have to fix. That's why I'm probably just gonna get new exhaust. Go.